Hey guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday, the 6th of October 2018. It's a pleasure to be with you. I'm using the Sorcerer's Tarot for this reading. Let's have a look at what's coming up for you today. Got the Two of Swords. We had that recently. Got the Emperor and 14. I think that is Temperance, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is Temperance. So the first card is the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, we have a beautiful woman. She's not facing us, so she's trying to hide herself. She's got this bird there that she's communing with and who is giving her wisdom and insight and answers, but she's protecting herself by isolating herself in this wintry forest setting. So this is a woman who's scared. She's frightened. She's had really bad experiences. People have said negative things about her. She keeps an eye and ear on the world through her owl familiar there, but she really is in mourning over what's being said about her. Maybe she was a lady in society and something happened, there was some scandal, and now she's retreated into this area where no one can spot her. The Two of Swords usually is a woman who is blindfolded and is defensive, who's got two swords crossed across her chest, so it's like, don't come near me. And we're getting the same energy here, but if only she realized that if she connected with the world intellectually, she wouldn't really, and speak to people one-to-one rather than just looking at it from a distance. She would realize that things aren't as bad as they are. And if she were to look at things emotionally, her family still love her, scandal or no scandal. There's nothing to be afraid of except fear itself. This is a card that means that fear has paralyzed you and that you're not in touch with your intuitive self, you're not in touch with your higher self, and that's why you're just rigid with fear, and that's why you feel you need to retreat and you need to have your own safe space because the world is no longer safe for you. It's a faulty thinking, and it can be set off by isolation, and the more and more you isolate yourself, the more this can become a habit, and that can become a deadly habit. We've got this black cloak here. The more and more you isolate yourself, as a human being, you're not a lone wolf type of creature. We're social animals. We need to connect with others. The next card is the fourth card of the major arcana, and that is the Emperor. And the Emperor, we've got two major arcana cards. So these are the two big themes, and this is what qualifies it. So the Emperor is about getting to a position of authority and power by following something that you care and believe in, showing signs of leadership, being fiery, sometimes expressing anger when things don't work, to destroy things that don't work and to replace them with things that do work. He's not super tactful or kind. He is focused on getting the job done, ruling, looking at the facts and figures, making sure things are fair, and that people are behaving in the world that he's built. And there's absolutely no question who's in charge. He is in charge. And as far as the Emperor is concerned, he can represent a really solid, nice masculine energy in our lives that we sometimes need. You know, sometimes when you feel sad and lost and incomplete, yes, you can go to a therapist and you can talk it through in a constructive way and you can make plans and try to be reasonable about it. But sometimes it's just nice to know that sometimes it's nice to get a hug from someone who's in your life and who's stable and who you can rely on, and just to get a hug and know that they're there and just feel the support of that. Whether you share every one of your problems or whether you share nothing, doesn't really matter. It just means that sometimes we all try our best every day. And most of us don't thank ourselves every day and pat ourselves on the back and say, well done you for working so hard today, for being so productive, for doing what you've done. And that's something that you can do for yourself. Give yourself a hug to get this energy and a sense of everything's going to be okay. Because finally we've got Temperance, and that means the times are changing. She's watering these beautiful flowers. I think these are, what are they called? Snowdrops? Anyway, they come along in late winter, early spring, and she's watering them, and the flowers are opening up, and it means it's a new season. There's a shift in the seasons here. Winter, spring. So you may not be ready to change in terms of your thinking. This may be inconvenient for you. You may be on a roll with something that you think is absolutely right, but you may feel suddenly today discomforted. You may feel like something's gone wrong. You've messed something up. It's too complicated. You can't do it by yourself. First thing to do is to ask for help and support. And then the second thing is not to panic, to let go of the negativity and to realize that you have loads of help and that you will be supported, and you can let go of that and the problem can be solved. She's wearing a violet robe. The color represents intuition. And listening to her intuition, watering these flowers, giving of herself, being of service, allows beauty to be created in the world. And then she has some red poppies there, so she's also taking care of herself. And that's certainly something that this woman is not doing. So I'm getting a shift in the seasons. We've got autumn here, we've got winter, and then spring and winter again. So there's a major shift in energy. It doesn't really matter in terms of your physical life. It doesn't really change anything. It's just like a heat wave that comes through. I mean, it doesn't mean anything other than it's really hot during that time. But this is an energetic heat wave, so to speak, that's kind of rushing through today. It'll make you feel unsettled, like things are kind of cold, like you don't know what's going on. Remember to find your own inner anchor and not to panic or to go into overdrive mode or survival mode to try and catch up. You may feel totally out of the loop today. And just remember that you don't have to solve all of your problems in one day. You don't have to fix everything today. What you can do is you can be in the moment. You can try and find some balance between total security and total loss and meet in the middle somewhere and come to a place of, okay, I'm kind of informed and I can relax a little bit. And the way you do that is by being of service, by helping others, by listening to your higher power, and realizing that you're not alone in all of this and that there are answers out there, there is help out there, and that you can figure it out. So this is a great day. By being of service, what that usually does is it connects you with other people. How can I help? People will show you where you can help. It starts a conversation going. It starts the emotional connections going, and that's what allows you to bloom and blossom. Same thing with the violet robe. When you connect with a higher power, that's when you bloom and blossom. And that is really the key today, to take care of yourself and to allow yourself to be nurtured. And that's going to bring balance between total rigidity and total rigidity in the sense of I don't want to hear it, I don't want to feel it, I just don't want to be involved at all. So there may be like a desire to be really insular and a little bit bleak in your outlook. If you are connecting with the higher self, you can clean that out, all the darkness, all the sense of negativity, and you can really get into the flow of the universe by accepting the fact that the energy is changing and saying, I accept this, I embrace it, I'm going to throw myself into this, and I'm going to bob along this river of life, and I'm going to go change along with it, because I know that something better is there on the horizon. And if I hang on to my situation as it is, and if I even hide from my situation as it is, I don't answer any of the letters that are coming through my door box, and I just hide behind someone else, it can manifest itself in many different ways. Then you're going backwards, and you're becoming more stuck, which you'll then have to undo next time you feel better. So today, have faith rather than fear. Trust that things are changing, and that we don't particularly understand what the change is about. But the only thing you can do is ground yourself. Look, she's walking barefoot, and she's helping others get through the change of energy, because she's already mastered it, because she's in contact with her emotional true self, and these two aren't. She's afraid. He's constantly competing and fighting of competitors, and all she's doing is giving life. So let's go with her. Let's question our security in life. Let's question whether we're too cut off, or whether there's something we could do that involves other people that could bring us some joy in life, and that could bring about relationship that isn't based on fear and need, but relationships that are based on fun and love and being out in nature and growing together and being inspired by another person. And that's what you ought to look for today. That's what you can find. Someone who embodies a completely different energy and who can teach you something. And who can, this is the same person, I think, change the fear and running away into being present and giving and not having a care in the world. 2 and 4 is 6. 14 is 20, no? Yes, 20. 20 reduces to 2 in numerology, and 2 is about 1, and 2 is a relationship. So that's definitely something that's suggested by the cards. Each person here, you need to connect with people. It's very important. And through those connections, you'll cooperate with certain people, you'll gel with certain people, you'll hit it off with someone, and it's likely that a new person comes into your life today, and that is the change of energy that's breezing through your life. As far as energies go, that's not about energy to come in easy breezy. If you are in a relationship already, same thing, just learn how to give more and have less fear and not be so rigid. And if you're perfectly happy and single and by yourself, same thing. Learn not to be afraid and to have more faith in something, in yourself, or something bigger than yourself, so that you can relax and that you can help others if that's something you choose to do. So I hope you have an idea of what you'll be working with here on Saturday the 6th. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the Readings tab to audio reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.